Tell me to come back when you promised again. Building the weight while the spirits can't sleep. You say you would have done it, now you better start. Finish the house, I remind your heart.
Contractor man did mean no wrong, but delay at the beat to a workman song. Him take on jobs from east to west, but this one boss man, him did want the best. Him show up late in a moonlight shade and ball out loud about the price him paid. But when the news drop, heart get cold, the man was dead.
Hello everyone, I hope all is well. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not done so, please do so now and share the content. It's important that we do that. Now, I tell stories, I research information, and I do a lot of content generation. But I also like to entertain, and I think this one is about to entertain you. And remember, Duppies, sometimes people believe are real, and other times they say they are not real. But this one is about the contractor and the Duppy's deadline. Now, in the quiet hills of Jamaica, where the air is thick and the scent of breadfruit, breadfruit time, is roasting and you could smell the bush tea brewing. The trees were whispering about the secret of the night. And there lived in this time a well-known, respected contractor, a man who is known around the world and Jamaica to build some wonderful houses. He laid the foundations for many. Contractors sometimes in Jamaica, they take your work and they take 5 more just to hold it. But this one was somewhat respectable. He was a man of dignity. One day he received a beautiful contract. A wealthy man in the area had acquired a beautiful piece of land. The ones on the hilltop overlooking the hillside and the sea at the same time. And he wanted a house to be custom built from the ground up. He handed the contractor, who was well respected, the plan. And the down payment was made, a lot of money. With clear instructions, I need it finished by this date, no exceptions, the man said. Contractor was an honest man, and he meant well. He wanted to deliver. But like many other contractors in Jamaica, he was juggling multiple projects at once. Have one over there, and come back and touch yours on a Saturday and tell him coming back on Monday, but he doesn't come until Thursday. What started out well and had good intentions came quickly to a situation that was complicated. And of course, delay crept in. The weather, rainy season, then supply problems, then of course, some extra jobs he had to finish out there, and that slowed him down. And so the weeks slipped by and the house remained unfinished. You see, violation of the contract. Still, he tried. He tried to rally his men to work late in the evenings. Hammer by hammer, he pressed forward. And sometimes, when the hammer is hitting the nails, sometimes it slip off in the dark and touch a finger. People cry. Then came a night, just like any other, or so it seemed. The men were on the site working like crazy after hours. It was dark. They had put up a floodlight and rigged it up. The structure was unfinished. The contractor was pushing them. He had no time to rest, and then he appeared. Who do you expect appeared? Of course, the businessman. The man who had hired them showed up on the site. He looked very upset, furious in fact. He stormed up to the workers and unleashed his anger. You are wasting time. I gave you a deadline. Look at the place, still in a mess. You're a disgrace. He scolded them one by one. The young masons were upset. He shouted at the man mixing the concrete. Then he turned to the contractor and said, "This is your responsibility." The contractor didn't argue because he was somewhat ashamed. Because you know what, he didn't like to be in these situations. And he was determined that he would not answer the man because he knew he was wrong. "Sir," he said, wiping the sweat off his brow nervously, "I know I'm behind, but look, we're working late. Understand, please? We're trying to catch up. I promise you I'll finish it. The boss, just understand." The man stared at him for a moment, then sighed. "All right," he said. I'll go sit in the little office over there until you wrap up because I want to talk to you. He walked towards a small wooden structure on the same property. Makeshift office it was, where the tools were held and the blueprints were stored, and he had a seat. Just like that, he was gone. Not long after, one of the workers ran down to the road for a drink. You know those little shops that they sell drinks? Yes. He needed a break because he was exhausted. It was only 5 minutes later he came running back. His face was very, very frightened. His hands were trembling. Boss, boss, he cried. Me just see the accident down the road. And the boss man in the car. Him dead. The people say him dead about half an hour ago. The crew froze. That impossible, man. He was just up here. Just now. You know you all see him, not you? They all looked frightened, but the truth unfolded, and they were all shocked. The man had died in the car before he had appeared at the construction site, which meant he was already dead when they spoke to him. What they saw, what they heard, was his Duppy. Panic swept the crew like hurricane. Tools dropped, buckets threw away, everything gone. Them run away through the darkness straight to them yard. That night, no one slept. And when their eyes closed, he came back to them. In dreams, in shadows, in voices on the wind. One worker said he was sitting at the corner of his room staring silently. Another said he heard the man's voice whispering from behind the closet. And every vision brought the same message. You promised me, finish me house. The men couldn't take it anymore. Haunted, restless, afraid of what might happen next, they gathered again. The contractor spoke first. I didn't know this was real, but I made a promise to him. They all nodded, and so trembling, they all united. They returned to the site day after day. They worked very hard. Every nail and hammer was done with care. Every board was straight. Every wall was plumb. They worked in silence, with one eye on the task and the other on the shadows. And when they were done, the last tile was placed and the final window cleaned. The breeze that blew through the house was no longer heavy. It was light, peaceful, as if the man had rested peacefully now. They say today that no one lives in the house. It stands still in the silence, beautiful but untouched. And sometimes late at night, if you walk past, you might hear a hammer echoing in the faint wind, or catch the smell of fresh cement where no one has worked in years. And if you're lucky, you might hear a whisper. Jamaica is a land of stories, with beliefs older than the trees and deeper than the river. Here, a promise made is a promise kept, even beyond the grave. Call it suspicion, call it folklore, or just call it a Jamaican Duppy story. Believe it or not.
So you just called.
Duppy come knock when you promise no key. Building the wait while the spirits can't sleep. You say you would have done it, now you better start. Finish the house or him haunt your heart. Duppy come knock when you promise no key. Building the wait while the spirits can't sleep. You say you would have done it, now you better start. Finish the house or him haunt your heart.
All of the crew drop tool and run. Never know Duppy could work till done. But when night fall and them eyes shut tight, the man spirit come knocking every night. Him no want vengeance, him no want war. Him just want wall, roof, window and door. The promise echo like zinc in rain. Finish me house and ease me pain.
You ever pass by your house in a mist?